If something is important enough, even if the odds are stacked against you, you should still do it. Elon Musk. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Tuesday Tips with me, Mr. Williams, and today I want to talk to you about something that affects every single one of us, our choices. Every day we're faced with tons and tons and tons of decisions, big and small. Whether it's choosing to study for a test, doing our chores, deciding how to react when a friend makes you mad, or how to spend your free time, these simple choices shape our everyday lives. It's crazy to think about how one simple choice can completely change the course of your day, your week, or even your future. But here's the good news. You have the power. So let's dive deep into 3 key tips to help you make better decisions every single day. Tip number 1, weigh the pros and cons before you make a choice. This might sound like something adults say all the time, but trust me, it really works. Before you act, take a moment to think. If I do this, what good can come out of it? What could go wrong? Imagine you're thinking about skipping practice because you're tired. The pros, you get to rest, right? The cons of that, you might fall behind or lose your spot, and your coach could be disappointed. It's important to lay out both sides so you can see the bigger picture. Taking just a few seconds to think about the pros and cons can help you avoid decisions that you might regret. Next time you have a choice to make, grab a piece of paper and draw a T-chart. On one side, write down the pros, the good things, of making that choice, and on the other side, list the cons, the not so great things. This can be something simple like whether to hang out with friends or finish your homework. By seeing the pros and cons laid out, you can make a more thoughtful decision. Tip number 2, trust your instincts, but verify them with facts. Your instincts are that gut feeling you get when you know what the right decision is, but here's the thing. Don't just rely on your instincts alone. Back them up with some facts and some information. Your gut might tell you one thing, but make sure to double check it with the reality of the situation. For example, let's say you hear a rumor about a friend that makes you upset. Your instincts might tell you to confront them immediately, but before you do that, verify if it's even true. Ask questions, talk to people you trust, and gather the facts. Ask questions, talk to people you trust, and gather the facts. When you combine your instincts with good information, you're more likely to make choices that you won't regret. Regret. I can't talk today. Here's a helpful exercise for this. Ask yourself 3 questions. When you're faced with a situation where you need to trust your instincts, take a moment to ask yourself 3 questions to verify the facts. What do I know for sure about this situation? Who can I talk to for advice or more information? And is this decision based on facts or just my feelings? Tip number 3, learn from your mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, and that's not really a bad thing at all, despite what people may tell you. What's important is to learn from them. Think back to a time when you made a quick decision that didn't turn out the way you wanted. Ask yourself, what could I have done differently? Use those lessons to guide your future choices. When you learn from past mistakes, you're setting yourself up for smarter choices in the future. Something I do that helps is a reflection journal. At the end of each day, I like to take a few minutes to write in a journal or even use a voice memo to talk about some choices I made throughout the day. I ask myself, was it a smart choice? What did I learn from it? And if I made a mistake, I think about what I can do differently next time. This practice helps you reflect on your actions, learn from your mistakes, and make better choices in the future. All right, guys, let me tell you a story. This is about a time when I was in high school, and I still look back on it and I shake my head every time. It all started with a girl in my grade who was popular. Now, I couldn't stand this girl. She was loud, obnoxious, and just a lot. Meanwhile, I was quiet and preferred to keep to myself. We were complete opposites. One day I got to school and right away my friends crowded around me excited about something. They told me that she liked me and that I should date her. My first response was no. I couldn't stand her and the idea of dating her sounded like a nightmare. But my friends kept on pushing, saying I was crazy to turn her down. She's so pretty. And before I knew it, everybody was hyping up the idea. Then it got worse. At lunch, this girl came up to me in front of everyone and asked me out, right in front of the whole crowd. I felt the pressure building and building because everyone was watching me and I felt like I had no choice. So instead of saying what I really wanted to say, which was no, I don't like you, I caved and I said yes. The second those words left my mouth, I regretted it instantly. The entire rest of the day, I was stuck thinking, what have I done? So the next day, I decided to end it. I went up to her and broke up with her. Let me tell you, you would have thought that I had started World War III because the drama was nonstop. Her friends were mad at me, she was mad at me, and it seemed like every person in our grade had an opinion about what I did. To make matters worse, her crazy older cousin started threatening me. It felt like this storm of chaos followed me around the whole week. I thought it would be over once I came back to school on Monday, but I was wrong. The pressure started building again, and I thought to myself, maybe if I just say we're back together, the drama will end. So instead of sticking to my decision and sticking it out, I went up to her and said, okay, let's get back together. Seriously, this was the worst decision ever. It turned out to be the longest 2 weeks of my life. She wanted to walk me to class, sit with me at lunch, and called me on the phone after an hour. She wanted to walk me to class, sit with me at lunch, and call me on the phone for an hour after school. And let me tell you, she would not stop talking, just over and over and over and over and over. And me, I like my peace and quiet, and she was the complete opposite. Naturally, I wasn't very talkative with her. I mean, what was there to say anyways? Then, the best day ever came. She broke up with me, and I pretended to be so sad, but inside I was jumping for joy, feeling the biggest sense of relief. So let's review, guys. If I had stopped for a second to weigh the pros and cons before making that decision, I would have realized just how mismatched we were. The pros, sure, she was popular and pretty, but the cons, the drama, our opposite personality, and all the pressure of our friends watching every single move, all of which turned out to be very real problems. Doing the decision T-chart exercise could have shown me what I was getting into, helping me to say no confidently from the start. My instincts were shouting, no, 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 from the very beginning. But I let the pressure from my friends cloud my judgment. And if I had paused to ask myself 3 questions, I might have thought, what do I know about this girl? Drama. What do I really feel about her? Ugh. Is this decision based on what I want or just on what everyone else thinks? Taking a moment to verify with the facts about our relationship or our lack thereof could have saved me from all that drama. Honestly, looking back, this situation was a classic case of not learning from my first mistake. After I broke up with her the first time, I should have just learned my lesson. Instead, I caved to the pressure again and went back for round 2, which only made things even worse. If I had been keeping a reflection journal back then, I could have written down how I felt after the first breakup and used that as a reminder to stick to my decision. Because let me tell you, I felt good. Reflecting on those past feelings would have helped me avoid repeating the same mistake. So there you have it, guys. If I had known to weigh the pros and cons, trusted my instincts, backed by some facts, of course, and learned from my mistakes, I could have saved myself a whole lot of stress and drama. Making smarter choices really does make your life easier. So here's my challenge to you for this week. Make one positive choice every day. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be choosing to be kind to someone who seems down, or staying focused during class, or even taking a moment to breathe before reacting to a situation. Every small choice you make leads to a positive outcome and helps shape who you are. Remember, every choice you make shapes your day, so choose wisely. Well, that's all I have for y'all today. If you like the content I'm sharing, don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care, and until next time, peace. That's it.
Bye bye.
Done.